All right, welcome everybody. Richard Evans here, your facilitator for today's tour. We've got an exciting tour for you today. Today we're actually flying from Toronto, which is our home base, to Dorf in Germany.
Hello everyone, to a small city here in the middle of Germany. We are very pleased that we have today the AME Tour, and thank you for creating all the big moments we had so far. And yeah, what was happened here in this small city, we invented about 120 years ago the first insulators, ceramic insulators, and from that way on all the different high voltage applications grow so further. And about more than 60 years ago we started to produce surge arrestors, and we are producing surge arrestors here in this building at start to today. And right at the pandemic, when all the pandemic started, I came a little bit worried about myself, about the future of my family, of the future of the company, and I tried to figure out how can I change it? How can I change the entire company to a better way, to a better future? And I came across YouTube and find a video of a, I don't know, really crazy guy. His name was Paul Akers. And since that time, it never let me go again. I started reading his book, I watched all the videos I can find on YouTube, and I really became step by step a lean thinker. This was 3 years ago, and half year later, so 2.5 years ago, I started to train what I learned from Paul and what I learned from all the other amazing people around the world. And what I learned, the first big thing is that we as the leaders, we need to give a purpose to everyone. We need to give a purpose why everybody came to work every day, why they spent their time for us working on whatever. And yeah, we created a vision. Let's say, look to the vision. We call it, we protect you. It's because our surge arrestors are protecting the worldwide energy supply. And we started with this, and we bring this to all around our entire facility. We bring it to our clothes. We bring it wherever you can find it in our facility. And just take a look around at our morning meeting area.
Wonderful. Such a clear message, Stefan. Clear message.
Here we start our day. Every day at 8 o'clock, we come here together with 100 to 120 people, having a joint morning meeting for about 20 minutes. Right, because we started in the pandemic time, we split at the beginning our morning meeting, but finally it's over and we have a very big morning meeting every day, spending 20
this is incredible,
to 30
Stefan.
minutes.
Stefan, real quickly, can you just tell me how you deal with the audio issues that everyone can hear clearly? Do you have a big screen, LED screen? How do you deal with the technical side of having that many people?
Yeah, Paul, I told you already in Japan that I came originally from the IT sector before I started mechanical and electrical engineering. And it's, if you are willing to solve the issues, it's no problem. We can also deal with more than 200 people or more.
You're amazing. What a great
answer. No problem, man.
What a great answer, because I get asked these questions all the time.
I remember my first meeting with Michael Althoff when I told him, okay, you two to the pandemic, we need to split. And he said, no, don't do it. Don't do this. We need to go a little bit here because the Wi-Fi is not working so good here. And he said, don't do it. Yeah. Make a joint meeting. It really will boost your way. And we do it. And he was all right. It really boosts everything else because there is no separation between administrative part, between operation part. It's really a game changer if you do a joint meeting with everyone.
Beautiful, beautiful answer, beautiful advice, beautiful.
We are now in our first production area. Here in this production area, we are producing so-called cage design arrestors. This area is a really big area. We are working here 3 shifts a day, 24 hours for 5 days a week. And this is also our bottleneck. So let me show you first our product. This is the inner part of our product. It's a so-called active part. And here in this area, we are really limited due to our building situation, but nevertheless, we started to think how we can make very effective work cells in a very limited space. And one of our biggest problems we had was that we have too big batch sizes. There were too big batches all over the places, standing full of the space. So we had no space to work. We need to focus on cutting down the overproduction and waiting time. And there was for sure a thing that we minimize and maximize the batch size, but there was one big game changer for us, because I try to make everybody understanding how to give the customer a face. So I purchased on eBay these small Furbies, and I say, okay, if you're looking 10 years or more every day on a stupid arrestor, everything looks very similar. You don't see a difference between this one and this one if you're working here. But nevertheless, anything is a custom-made product. All the different electrical requirements are completely different all over the world. And I say, okay, just give the customer a face. So I put on this small Furby on each arrestor and say, okay, do you like to let the customer wait? Just take a look to this amazing guy. He's so funny. He's so smiling all the time. Don't let him wait. And this was really a game changer for us, because the people start to understand that we need to take care about our customers. We need to bring flow to our products to serve the customer as fast as possible in the best quality. And this is also counting not only for our external customers, it's also counting for our internal customers, because this is the person you can see every day. So let us go further, please, and take a look to the process. After we're building up these active parts, we need to clean these active parts. And then there is a very sensitive part. We call it primering. We need to primer all these arrestors to have a perfect binding between the surface and the siliconized part of the arrestor. And therefore, we build up this small Kamishi buy board, and we check for each shift, is the daily routine check done. So yeah, we see today in the night shift it was done, in the morning shift it's done, and it's also at the late shift was done. And for sure, at the end of the week, we need to make a complete change. So if the frontman here comes, he always see, okay, is it done? Who does it?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And did you see that at County Battery first? Is that what stimulated that?
I think we're frozen a little bit.
Yeah,
there's a couple of areas where they freeze.
So
okay, let's repeat. Yeah, but I want you to repeat everything you said in the last 30 seconds.
Okay, so go up again to our Kamishi buy board. The primering process is very sensitive. It's a very sensitive thing which needs to be done in a very high precise way. And sometimes the people forgot at the beginning of the shift to make the inspection. And so we build up this Kamishi buy board, and at the beginning of the shift, it's red. And once everything is done, you see clearly what to be done. And once it's done, you change it, and the frontman can see directly if it's done or not and who does it. And if somebody in our area don't remember all the steps, we implemented for sure all over the place our Gemba docs. We have more than 150 Gemba docs in the whole facility right now, thanks to Tom Hughes for that amazing app.
Well done,
Tom. I was going to say, Stefan, I just want to interrupt you again, because, again, you made a comment earlier on, and, you said the things you learned from me, and reality is you probably learned 100 times more from all the people in the community, because they've all contributed and taught us all so much. It's been an amazing journey watching everybody contribute.
Yeah, it's really the biggest benefit of all the time is that so many people share their knowledge. So you keep the stone rolling, and the other guys keep the more bigger stones rolling all the time.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
And we are so beneficial that so many different people from so different areas let us in, walk into the facilities. We traveled a lot. We traveled a lot also during the pandemic, and it was really amazing. So these people right over there, thank you very much. And if somebody would like to come to Hermsdorf, just please be invited. We have so many more things to show that we can show today in a short limit of time. So please be welcome, everyone. Come here, and we would like to share as all the other people shared with us.
Right. So, Stefan, did the Kamichibai board stimulation come from County Batteries when you saw Isaac have it? Is that where you first saw it?
Yes, exactly, in the video.
That's where I saw it too. It was beautiful. Yeah, he did such a great job.
Therefore, thanks to Alex Ramirez, he made the best videos all over the place.
Oh my gosh,
so many incredible videos.
Is there anyone like Alex, Mr. 1B, 1 in a billion?
I believe,
there's no one like him.
I believe he's doing the best videos of all time.
The best.
Yeah.
Think about
so
all
guys,
the people that he stimulated with the daily improvement videos. People all over the world are doing that now because Alex first thought to do that.
Yes, it's really amazing what he does. So he's a really good guy, and I love visiting him in Valorec. So here you can see one of our clamping machineries. And this clamping machineries is for injection molding of silicon rubber. And you can see.
Okay, you're breaking up again, Stefan.
Stefan, you're broken again.
Stefan, you're frozen again. We did a dry run yesterday, by the way, everyone, and we had 2 spots, but they didn't freeze like this. It actually went really well all the way through. So we apologize for this. Okay, keep going, Stefan, you're back.
I'm sorry that the Wi-Fi is not working today. So I start again right over here. So on the left side, you see our machinery for injection molding. These are really big injection molding machines, which are used to siliconize the active part. And after it's siliconized, we need to prepare it a little bit. And therefore, we are using these sealing plates. So these sealing plates are used to keep the silicon inside of the mold. And about 10 to 15 years, we are using this very precise tool to keep them off our arrestors. And for sure, I don't need to tell you that is not the best way to do it. And at one day, somebody using their improvement time and say, okay, why don't we use a small screw instead of the hammer? And you can see how easy it is right now to demount the sealing plates. And to be honest, these small improvements every day keep changing everything. So I already told you that we are spending about 20 minutes a day in our joint morning meeting. But further to that, we have a 5-minute meeting in every department. So every department comes together for 5 minutes talking about their specialized problems or specialized targets, and they are doing afterwards the improvement time. So in total, we spend about 1 hour every day for developing the people and developing the processes. And I would like to show you how we do this in every single department.
Stefan, I have 2 questions. How many total people in the company? How many total people?
About 121 at the moment.
Okay, that's what I thought I heard you say. And you said 3 shifts, is that correct?
Yes, we are working standardized in 1 shift, but in this particular area, we are working in 3 shifts.
Okay, so now the question is, how do you manage? Everyone wants to know, how are you managing the morning meeting with the 3 shifts?
It's quite easy because we have these additional 5 minutes for the team shift. And this is done in every shift. And we have this board right over here. We are managing all the improvements. So every team shift comes together here and they talk about, okay, what is my idea, what I can develop, and then they discuss it smallly. So this is like the bin. Afterwards, they're talking, okay, how can we do it? Once they said, okay, we need to do it, and then everybody is working on these things. This is now in progress, and we already cleared today the finished stuff. And once something is finished, we are using Smartsheet, which we also learned from Alex Ramirez and Valorec, and we are using the smartphones to bring all the improvements, no matter if it's a video or if it's a photo, we bring it directly in Smartsheet, and the next day it will be in our morning meeting and in the morning meeting video of the improvements. And if we have a second shift or the night shift, we can use a normal TV screen and make all the different things we do also in the morning meeting of the big morning meeting.
Wow.
It's quite easy.
Incredible, incredible.
And I need to tell you that we are tracking everything. You know that I came from the IT universe, and there's one big phrase right over there. In God we trust, everybody else needs to deliver a data. And this is what we're always doing. we try to really learn from what we do, and therefore we need some data. And we try to make also the flow of information easy, very, very easy. So you find all over the places these QR codes, which are directly connected to our Smartsheet system. We have more than 45 different tools in Smartsheet right now, and it's growing at daily base. And we try to figure out all the data, but it's so easy to give us data, and we will come back to Smartsheet again. But
wow.
Let me show you one very big improvement we made, and it took us 18 months. I would like to show you Jacob. Jacob, please come inside of the camera. Do you all see him?
Yep.
Hey, Jacob.
Jacob was with me together in FastCap, and there we first see how Kanbans really change the material flow. But nevertheless, we learned also from Toyota that they use Kanban systems to make the order from their suppliers. And we adapt this philosophy and started to throw away our complete ERP system and doing all the production planning with Kanbans. So what you see here is the complete production planning for this facility. You can see the different colors means different machinery, and we are really trying to make a pull system. So the end customer of this department pulls the next card, the prior process pulls the other card, and so on and so on. And we are really downsizing the batch numbers. So if you came here 3 years ago, you have batch sizes of, I don't know, 45, 50, 60 pieces. Now we limited it to a maximum batch of 9 pieces. So you will not find a card which is more than 9 pieces, because we would really like to track what we are doing. And we are really like to limit the space between the processes, because we have no space. And we see that more than 80% of the waste is within the overproduction and the waiting time. And
absolutely.
We could improve this particular area from 70 pieces or 70 units output 2 years ago to right now, from 30 pieces per day to 70 pieces per day right now. And at the moment, we are developing this unit here, or this process here, to bring more than 150 units per day with the same machinery and the same people.
Okay, so Stefan, question, you ready?
Yeah.
You answered a lot of the question already. So 3 years you've been at this. It sounds like you're doing amazing work. What are the appreciable differences in the company today versus 3 years ago? Already your production went from 30 to 70. The target is to 120. What other appreciable differences are there in the company as a result of your efforts and your team's
quite
efforts?
easy. We stopped the line. So just take a look here to the left. We limited every single place. We limited every single batch. You see here, we bring this on the side because we are filming right now, but for every single machine, we have only 1 pallet. So it's limited to a batch size of 6 for transportation. So if there is not a pallet coming backwards from the customer, we will stop the line. And during the last 2 years, I don't know, we stopped the line, I don't know, 10 times a day or more.
Right.
And everybody is getting me completely crazy. They think I'm stupid. I'm really stupid. And then I came across with my small friend here, and I explained to him, and I say, okay, just take a look to this. If there are standing, I don't know, 200 different Arrestors right over here, the last one which coming in needs to wait. And I put this Furby on the last one, and I said, okay, he has now to wait 10 days to go to the next process. Why are we doing this? Why do we spend so much space to park the arrestors? Why do we let the arrestors wait? And once they developed, okay, our customer has a face, they understand, okay, we can change it. And for sure, also today, we stop the line at least 5 times a day. But then our frontmen, and we call them Kaizen Manager, they go talk to the people, they find out why we stopped the line, they try to solve it immediately, and if they could not solve it by themselves, we bring it to the morning meeting, we discuss with all departments how we can solve it, and then we solve it forever. And that's the really game changer. Before, the big batches all over, they hide the problems. They really hide the problems. And so the output was very low, even if you have standing so much space with the arrestors here. And really, just stop the line, limited your batch sizes, explain everybody how important it is that there is a flow for the customer, and then you need a little bit time. It goes not like this. It will at least took you a year or more, explaining again and again and again, and then you can change it. You can change everything if you like. And we are really appreciate how it's going on in our company. We doubled the output already. We have a growth of more than 50% in the last 12 months. And yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. I never thought that we could achieve so big changes in a so small time. We are doing this since 2.5 years, and we are nearly changing everything in our company.
You know, Stefan, I want to give it a quick analogy, only 60 seconds long. In Japan, I don't know if it was you, but somebody told me.
Paul, I have a question. Could we use it to go upstairs, because we have a little long way?
Yeah.
You can tell everybody. So thank you. So please go ahead.
So Stefan said that we want to lower the inventory because we want to expose the problem. So when I was in Japan the last time, it might have been Stefan that gave me this analogy, but he said, are you familiar with Lake Mead and Boulder Dam outside of Las Vegas? And most people know about Lake Mead. It's gigantic. Well, the water level has gone down dramatically, like 200 feet. I don't know how much. And in the process, it exposed dead bodies that have been dumped in there, cars, boats, all these things that are in the lake that nobody knew because the water level is up. And it's a great analogy for lowering the inventory levels, lowering the batch size so you can start to see the problems are exposed. And I don't know if it was Stefan that gave me that example, but I've actually put that into my presentation now. I show a picture of Lake Mead and the dead bodies that they find in there, and the boats and the cars and the trains, and they're finding everything that people have dumped in there and they never knew before.
That's an incredible story, because you see these graphics of lowering the water to see the problems. That's real life. Yep.
Real life. Yep. And they go, oh man, people have been dumping bodies in there. We got a problem.
A real problem. Go ahead, Stefan.
Really. If I can recommend you something to all over, just take a look first to the mother of Muda, to the overproduction. Cut the overproduction and all the different things you need to improve. They will come from their own. You will see it.
So again, Stefan, I'm going to interrupt you again, just because that is one of the most important points I make in understanding the 8 ways. Everyone always wants to do an acronym, Tim would, and all this. Forget about all that nonsense. Just understand that all waste really originates with overproduction. Once you understand that and understand the story on through, you're going to solve all your problems very quickly. But you need to understand the 8 ways, not memorize them.
Yes, memorizing the 8 ways will not help you. Just try to understand.
Is a waste.
80% of the waste is overproduction and waiting time. Just cut the 80% first and then do the 20% on the left.
You got it.
Okay, we are now in the second big production department. Here we are doing these standard housing arrestors. We have many different kind of housing arrestors right over here. And I would like to show you one of our very big improvements here. So we do a lot of small improvements, and we are saving a lot of money by doing this small improvements like we are seeing here. So we also limited the batch sizes, and the product is not moving. But if I take this product out of the line, I move the error. Quite easy. And we know, okay, we start again from the different sizes. Very easy to limit the batch sizes.
Visual,
and very visual, yeah, it's for sure. And you can see there are many different arrestor bodies here, but not all these arrestor bodies are coming from the same line. So we have 3 lines right over here, and all these arrestors needs to go to our testing facility. And what you can see here is at the beginning of our production area, we started and have many big batches. So we have now 200 of this. We just stopped it. And you can see right over here right now, we are doing a 1-piece flow. Different kinds of arrestors running across the line whenever the customer is needed. We don't produce the same arrestor at Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we skip it. So we skip, I don't know, 20 times a day. We really change the processes step by step to be able to cut down the way how we need to assemble different arrestors. So it's a perfect example for SMET. And yeah.
Yeah, you know,
really,
Stefan, I'm thinking to myself, Mr. Amazawa and Mr. Umamura would be very proud of you to see what you guys are doing there.
Yeah, and I hope, and I see I raise my head high for Mr. Ritsu Shingo, which unfortunately passed away a few weeks ago.
And you got to meet him. You got to meet him. You got to meet him.
I met him in Japan, and lovely memories.
Yeah,
but
lovely.
let me show you what we purchase out of these small improvements, because we save a lot of money and we try to give it back to our people. So take a look how we handle such heavy arrestors. The biggest arrestor we have is about 500 kilograms, which is roughly 1,100 lives. So come in, please. We have these special forklifts. These special forklifts are really expensive, and you can understand if we try to move the arrestors between the process steps, it's not very easy. It's not a one-man job. It's a two-man job, and everybody needs to wait for the forklift driver or for the special forklift to handle their equipment. And let me show you how we do it right now. So Mike, please show us how we do it today.
I can't wait to see this.
This is incredible.
Oh my gosh, so much more clever. Wow.
Stefan, explain your system that it only raises and lowers and then they move it by hand.
Yeah, the only lifting system is in the hive. So we use an electrical lift. Everything else you can see is done by hand. We found a very special forklift system which is running with no electricity on 2 ways, only on the lifting. And this we implemented in the whole facility here. And what should I tell you?
It's an XY up on top, right? It's just an XY track.
It's XYZ, but only the Z is electrical. And what should I tell you? We never think about this before. And at the end, we found it. We developed it together with the special construction.
Oh my gosh, that is so freaking genius! It's unbelievable. It's so
incredible.
simple.
Yeah, it's really simple. And we have 4 of this running in our entire facility, and all these 4 in total were cheaper than 1 forklift.
Yep,
and easier to do everything.
Much easier. It's now a one-man job.
More precise, really, for that matter.
Really, it's much more precise. You can do it by yourself. You don't need to wait for somebody. But unfortunately, we have a testing facility. Afterwards, we have electrical testing. There is a testing facility for up to 350 kilo voltage. And we cannot go ahead with the crane system. So we need to think about how we come inside with this heavy thing. And yeah, let me show you how we do it today.
Yeah, you just put it on a dolly.
Yeah,
that's how I thought you were going to move them initially. But I think so. This is a supplement to the XY system. XYZ.
Yes, exactly. And then we leave it here. We put out this, put it on the side, make the testing, and we are done.
Oh my gosh, brilliant. So well done.
Here was here was really the bottleneck in our entire facility, because the testing needs to be done according to the standard. But if you take a look to the complete process, you see that the moving, the handling take at least 4 times of the testing. Now it's about 1-to-1. So we cut down the process by 3 times, make it much faster, and we are not cutting the quality.
Motion and transportation.
Yes, exactly.
It's incredible because you use your wit, not your wallet, to save all the money and then reinvest it into a really simple, high-tech system like that. Stefan, that's great.
And let me show you maybe the biggest improvement for us. So as I already told you, that we have very special customer requirements. We are delivering to more than 250 different countries all over the world. We are producing for the atomic industry, for gas industry, for other reasons. And they need a lot of different packagings. They need a lot of different sizes. And we had a big problem that many people have so many different requirements to the packaging. And we invest the last 2 years to completely redevelop our logistic department. This logistic department was the same for 55 years. Let me show you a picture, which is about 3 years ago. You can see the batchwork. You can really see the batchwork right over there.
Incredible.
More than 500 units standing there at all the time, waiting for packaging. And there was about 1,500 square meters warehouse only for the finished goods, which needs to be packed. Now, this entire room here, it's about 150 square meter, is all which is left over. At the moment, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units instead of 500 here standing and waiting for the packaging.
I'm thinking that Jack Bussey has had some influence here.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
And yeah, we cut down the whole inventory level so dramatically, and we really try to bring it in flow and flow and flow. And there are so many different things we had to solve. And one of the things was the quality control. We need to take care about our customers, and we need to take care that all the different equipment which needs to be sub-supplied besides the housing units are in the wooden box. And before, we always stopped the line by the quality department, and now our quality department, raise your hands for Christian, we are using the smart sheet system to bring the quality within the process. So before, we had these paper cards where all the different instruction was given to the people. And you see also the last version has some QR codes on it. Further to that, we have a packing list. Now everything is dealing within a small computer system. And within the small computer system, you have all the instructions. And once you are finished as a worker doing your packaging, we are using the smart sheet system. Christian, please show what we are doing. We scan the QR code. It will open up a formula, which is already pre-filled with the number of the order. And then you put in all the different information. It guides you what to do. So first of all, we need to make a photo of the packaging. Then we say, okay, we will make a photo of the packaging. Then it tells you, okay, what needs to be photographed. Then you give in the cross weight. You give in the netto weight. You say, okay, I'm ready. And then you go to open up your camera. You make a photo, for sure horizontal. You need to. You say, okay.
Almost as easy as ordering at McDonald's.
Yeah, it's like McDonald's. And now you see it's done. And what is now changing for us? This is now changing nearly everything because we have an inline quality control, and we can also check for the customer that everything is inside. We also have a list, which we'll show you later, that we are 100% sure what is inside, but we have a documentation for our customers and also for our quality department. And we bring in together 3 different information steps. As I already told you, is that we not only bring the flow to the products, we also would like to bring the flow into the information. What is the next customer afterwards? The next customer is the shipping department. And with this small documentation, they automatically get the information. Okay, this wooden case is ready for shipment. Please order the truck. This could take at least half an hour before. Now it's just in time.
Instant.
We don't disturb them by knocking at the door, bringing this small thing right over here. They are maybe a little bit stressed right now because they have a lot of work to do. So, hello, I would like to give you something. Are you okay today? Do you have some problems? Nothing. We gave it directly to them. They can work on this when they have time, and that's it. Bringing the information to the customer whenever they need it, just in time.
Perfect.
Incredible.
Okay, guys, just let us go to the next step. I would like to show you a little bit more about our Smartsheet system. So we invent Smartsheet after watching a video of Alex, and they showing us a video about fire extinguishers. And they manage their maintenance for the fire extinguishers using Smartsheet. And this was the really first video we see of that. And for sure, we copied Alex. And yeah, we have today a maintenance card for each fire extinguisher as well for each machinery and for each equipment we have. We are using these plastic cards, and we are using the Smartsheet system also to track what needs to be done. So let me show you what's happening if I scan it. If you scan it, you have a small information about all the necessary things you need to know about this fire extinguisher. And if you see a problem, you push right over here. You can directly send an information to the person who is in charge. Just send it, and he knows exactly what needs to be done. Further to that, we have a very great visit to Seating Matters, and we copied at the same way the ownership transformation. We would like to have the ownership of it. We not only would like to track the maintenance, we would like to also have a clear ownership, and we do it at the same way. We have these cards at the entire facility for everything, and we gave the ownership for everything to somebody within the entire facility, and we track it also by the Smartsheet. So we bring in the analog way together with the digital way.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can you give us 30 seconds? What is Smartsheets? When you say that, what does it mean? I know what it means, but I want you to explain for everyone listening. 30 seconds. What is Smartsheets?
Smartsheet is a system to creating workflows and formulas. It's an Excel-based, I would like to say Excel-based thing, where you don't need to know about programming. You don't need to know about coding, but you can create workflows. And these workflows can really change the flow of information due to entire companies. We are 120 people who need to work together. We need to have the information right at the time. So also for small things like the improvements, we would like to track the improvement. Who did the improvement? When did the improvements? We would like to track it because maybe 1 year later, somebody else have the same information and they need the information to make their improvement better. And we like to track everything on a smart way, using a QR code, using a formula, put it inside, forget about it, and everybody who needs the information has the information right on time. Okay. I really can tell you hours about our Smartsheet system. We do so many incredible improvements. Our guy from the IT department, he's really a genius doing this. And yeah, if we have time afterwards, we can show the guests more about this if you like to.
Very good. Excellent. Okay.
So while we cutting down the batch sizes, we got new problems. So you need to understand that the former cycle time from start to finish production was usually 15 to 20 days. Now the maximum is 3 days. In some production areas, we are less than 2 days from start to finish. But besides the arrestor units, we need a lot of different accessories. And these accessories needs to be picked by our material department, and they were overwhelmed with the speed because they didn't know what to do tomorrow. Before, we had 2 experts which pick all the different stuff. They had enough time, and if they are not in the company today because they have vacation or whatever, it's not a big problem because we know there is a lot of things to do for the next 2 weeks. But now we cut down the cycle time to maybe 2 days. And this brings a lot of problems with us. And we are working for more than 1 year here in the material department. And for sure, Paul, we copied this completely from FastCap. And now we are using a complete new system. And I would like to take you over to Jan Michel. He would like to explain the new system to you.
And I'm sure we learned it from someone else.
So, hello everyone. Can you hear me?
Hello, how are you?
Yeah. I'm fine, thanks. My name is Jan Michel. If you have problems with the German names, it's John Michael or Jean-Michel in French.
Okay.
And what we have right now is we also had the problems in the material department that we don't know where the items were. And if we put something on the storage room, they had to write it on a paper and get it to the computer. So what we have right now is a scanner for having it in the storage room. So we can just scan the storage where we have a QR code on. Okay. We also have the material with the material number what we can scan, and you can just do it on the hand scanner. So it's easier. You can do it in 2 or 3 seconds without writing it on a paper, maybe forgetting it.
Going to a computer and transposing the numbers and everything else.
Yeah, so that's the first thing. And the second thing is in the accessory department, we have to pick every accessory for the search arrestor. And what we had before is this material list. As you can see, it's a lot on it. And the people had to pick it out by themselves. So they had to do it on experience, what they really had to pick. Because this is every material in the search arrestor, but not every material we need for accessories. And all the people were complaining in the logistic that the accessory was too late, the accessory was too less, and we also had a quality check after we picked the accessories because we had a lot of mistakes in it. Because if you see all the materials, it's, I guess, normal to make a mistake. And then we were visiting FastCap, and after like 10 minutes, I was able to do the picking process in FastCap. And based on this experience, we developed our own picking list, as you can see here.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So this is only the materials you really need to pick. So there's the number of the material and also the name on it. You can see the the quantity.
What you're talking about.
Yeah, you can see the quantity and the location where to find it.
Brilliant, brilliant.
And we also have this here, like this is some kind of do the item in a cardboard, in a plastic box or in the pallet, so they don't have to think about it. They just knew how to pack it.
Right.
And so everyone in the company right now can do it because we have the 2 hours of power in our company. But before, no one could actually help me because they don't have the experience for it. And right now they just have the picking list and actually can pick the accessory.
Wow, very, very cool. Amazing.
So what we also have in here is a QR code for the photo documentation. And also something like my name and my telephone number. If there are any problems, it's just right on the picking list. You don't have to look for it. If you have a problem with the picking list, you can just call me. This is just some stuff we added afterwards.
So smart.
And what you actually can't see here, but you can see it here, is that we also do color coding. So for tomorrow, we prepare the picking list. It's the white color. And for Friday, it's the blue color.
Isn't that beautiful?
We also only prepare like 1 or 2 days because otherwise it's too messy. I have to change again and again because there are some changing in the plans. And so we're only preparing 1 or 2 days. And as you can see, for today, we are finished. So everything went as planned.
Oh, wonderful. Love the visual. We learned that from Carl Wadenston at Vibeco, taught us about color coding the paper for the orders. It's a brilliant idea.
We learned it from you, actually.
And we learned it from someone else. We learned everything from everyone else. We didn't invent anything. So it's so beautiful.
You know what? Over the years, we've kind of figured that all the problems that you have, someone somewhere in the world has got a solution for you. All you got to do is go and find it. And that's great. Sharing it with everybody. Fantastic.
Yeah. It's so cool.
So
and I think the most important thing is, you did a great job, Juan. And I think one of the most important thing is that we all want to just make sure we give credit to the people that teach us all these amazing things, because it's part of the whole process of remaining humble and not thinking that we're the brainchild behind all this stuff, because none of us are.
Yeah. So thanks for having us and helping me with the problem. I give it back to Stefan right now.
Okay. Thank you, Juan. Great job. Stefan?
Yes.
So we're on 45 minutes, so we got to wrap this pretty quick. We don't want to keep people too long.
Yeah, we will come to the finish right now. What is the last message I would like to give you is that there are different pillars you need to focus on if you really would change the mindset of the people. So for sure, the first pillar from my point of view is giving them a purpose, giving them a vision. The next thing I really recommend you to do is the morning meeting and the training directly in the morning meeting. The third pillar is to give them time for the Kaizen improvements, the 3S time. And what really was a changing point for us is when we started our so-called Powerlink Team. We do have a small room here where we come together at least 2 times a week and doing all the training. And you can see here, all these guys are my Powerlink team, and I do the training for them. And we are very happy that Paul gave us so many very good book recommendations where we can learn from.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
leadership excellence. That's all I can say, Stefan. Leadership excellence. You have done a killer job. Look at the leaders you're developing too.
And yeah, for sure, there are also really, really good books right over here.
Highly recommend it.
And yeah, really just focus on your people. I really can give you the advice, what I was doing wrong at the first thing. I really think that the most value in the company are the people. That's wrong. That's wrong. The most value in a company are the right people. Find the right people, train the right people, develop the right people, and you can change nearly everything. And here, guys, these are the right people from my point of view.
Beautiful improvement. Beautiful improvement.
Yes.
Wow, you guys, you're amazing. And a beautiful improvement to the concept too, Stefan. I can't agree with you more. The right people.
Yeah, get the right people on the bus and put them in the right seats. Absolutely.
Yes, so we are just at the end. For sure, we have much more to show you, but we are limited at the time. So if you have questions, just please tell us.
We do. We're going to hand over to, first of all, Jim, and then Paul's got some at the end probably. So Jim, let's answer the questions from the audience first.
Okay, I've got about 4 or 5, but quite a few of the earlier ones came in were covered later in the tour, so I'm going to a couple because I thought they were really well done. And the first one was on Smartsheet, and it went really well into it. And Richard, you proposed putting a group together to put out a little video in a little more detail.
Yep.
Seeing that was a popular idea. So the one question was, can you clarify just a bit more on the shift meeting times? 20 minutes, 5 minutes. I think people were getting a bit confused on that point.
So we learned this from Rototerm. They have a clear instruction when they make the meetings by minute. So they have the meeting every day at 8, for example. The first thing is to be discussed the introduction for 2 minutes, then the next 2 minutes this, then the next 2 minutes this. And we have a very clear instruction for all these meetings. So again, the main meeting is the morning meeting at 8 o'clock every day. There are all the different people coming together from the entire company. We further to that have a meeting at 7:20 at every particular department. At 7:20, a 5 to 10 minutes meeting for everyone in the department. So they're discussing their direct problems or their direct tasks. From 7:30 to 8, we have our Kaizen time, the 3S time for making improvements. And directly after the Kaizen time, we come together at the big morning meeting. If we have the second shift or the night shift, they have a different time. For example, the second shift starts their team meeting at 12:50 and the Kaizen time from 1 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. So this is completely defined here.
Great, thank you.
I love it. No excuses. Way to go.
No excuses. No excuses.
And another earlier question was, can you quantify some of the lead time improvements? Now, after that, you mentioned a few, but I'm wondering if you have a few that you've got in your back pocket there.
Yeah, so the standard delivery time on the market for our products was 22 weeks minimum. Between 26 and 28 weeks was the general lead time. We developed our processes and we came down to less than 10 weeks lead time. And unfortunately, at the moment, our lead times go again a little bit up, but that's why we are working on to improve the output of our facilities, to double the output again, because we would like to be the fastest on the market. And I'm really sure that by the end of the year, we doubled again the output and we bring down the lead time to less than 8 weeks. And for some products, we completely change the way how we proceed with the orders, and we will down to less than 24 hours.
How many hours is generally involved in making one of your resistors? Is it a 10-hour process per product? Is it a 5-hour, 3-hour?
It depends on the product themselves.
Sure.
So if we have housing arrestors, we have about 6 hours. And for the cage design arrestors, you see it's about 14 to 18 hours. It depends on the length.
Okay, got it.
Okay, and Stefan, do you have to send them out for any outside processing, or do you do everything in-house?
We try to have everything in-house.
Okay.
And Stefan, it's a Japanese company, isn't it? It used to be, it was a German company that started it, but then Japanese bought it?
Yes, a big Japanese company bought it right now.
Okay. And are they impressed at all with what you're doing, or they're quiet?
Due to the COVID time, they don't see it right now.
They don't see that, they're not feeling the performance difference.
Yes, they see it, but we are such a small thing in a very big company, so they are not impressed about that.
Okay, Jim, any other questions?
We just had one last one sneak in here. Just if you could explain a bit more about the Powerlink Team, what sort of things they do, what do they discuss?
Yeah, so as I started in my introduction, before we start doing 2-second lean within the company, I trained myself for more than 6 months. And since that time, I'm training myself daily, really daily. I try to see as much as possible videos. I try to read as much as possible books. And I came to a part where I see so many different things that other people can't see. And so we are using the Powerlink Team to train at the moment 16 people. So I trained people in what I learned from Paul and all the other great guys, and I trained the next people. So I really learned that learning and teaching is the key to making lean. And I cannot train 120 people every day. So that's why we decided to make this Powerlink Team, which are mostly the leaders of the departments, and they train their people in the daily meetings they have and directly at the Gemba. For sure, I also go to the Gemba on a daily basis, but on a big company, you cannot be everywhere at the same time.
The Toyota production system is not the Toyota production system. It's the Toyota human development system.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The
Only for the right people.
System. Yeah, for sure.
With the right people. Yeah.
With the right people. Stefan,
Or Mr. Amazawa, to quote Mr. Amazawa, one bad person can wreck a great organization in 1 year. Vice President.
Oh, we lost Paul.
An entire organization. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Yeah.
Mr. Amazawa, Vice President Lexus, one bad person can wreck a great organization in 1 year.
And I bet everybody around the table has seen an example of that. Jim and I were talking about that this morning. It's incredible. Stefan and Powerlink team and all of Tridelta, thank you so much for your tour. It's absolutely incredible. We've learned such a lot, and I just love Furby. He's the latest star, and I'm sure a lot of people might adopt him, and that's great. All right, before you go, I'm just going to do some feedback from everybody. I'm going to launch a poll, and you should see coming up on your screen. There is 3 questions, simple. Out of 10, how would you rate today's session? 3 choices. Number 2, have you been inspired to implement or continue with 2-second lean, yes or no? And number 3, did you find today's tour valuable? So we keep things nice and simple, and in Ryan's words, lean is simple and waste is anything that gets in the way. And you've actually shown that today, Stefan, with you and your team. It's absolutely incredible. Really, really, really good. And Phil Ruby's in New Zealand, by the way, and he got up at 2 a.m. to come and watch us.
Phil.
Well,
and Phil, another great leader who's helping everybody out. Phil's doing a great job too.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, I'm going to share the results right now. So you should be seeing the results. Look at this, absolutely incredible. Really, really good. Thank you so much indeed. Okay, before we leave.
And then finally, brought to you by AME and PaulAkers.net, where you can find all my books and resources on my website, PaulAkers.net, for free. You can even get my new app, 2-Second Lean Play, where I have all my books available in 9 languages in the audio format, designed for you to listen while you work and play at PaulAkers.net or Lean Play.